Welcome to this very special edition of the KAJ Masterclass Live, the show which ensures that you profit from your time spent here with experts, either through their industry insights, information, or simply learning from them. And before I move forward to all my Indian friends, आप सबको गणतंत्र दिवस की शुभकामनाएं. A very happy Republic Day to each one of you. And to international friends, I just want to tell tomorrow India is celebrating its 75th Republic Day. So this is what you can see the flag, Indian flag in the backdrop, and that is where a lot of things. This is a reminder of how important freedom is to each one of everyone, not just in India but across the world. Now, moving on to the show. Today we have Jennifer Pilates. She is a spiritual thought leader, has been transforming clients' body, mind, and spirits worldwide for 20 years as a celebrity trainer, Pilates expert, and empowerment coach. She is also a podcast host and an author. Welcome to the show, Jennifer.
Thank you so much, Ajay. I'm so honored to be here. And happy India Day. What is the proper termination that you have for tomorrow?
Republic Day. Republic Day.
Happy Republic Day. I'm so excited. And there's something really special that I wanted to share with you and your audience today. When I started my podcast 3 years ago, the number one country, and still is the number one country listening, is India. And so from my heart, I want to say thank you so much.
Wonderful. Wonderful. And that is where, and talking of freedom, talking of, independence, we'll talk about transformation. We'll talk about independence of, our thoughts, our ideas. You have been a thought leader, spiritual thought leader. So my first question to you, Jennifer, is to understand, you talk about transformation and you say that transformation is possible at any time. So I want to understand, a lot of people think, it's too late for something. So I want to understand from you what transformation is possible at any time. Is it any transformation or is it only some transformation?
That is an excellent question. So first, transformation for me means really working on and aligning body, mind, and spirit. And one can choose to transform in this moment. By showing up for this podcast, you are showing up for yourself. You're giving yourself self-care, maybe doing something you've never done before. So you've now started something different. So that's a very small, minute example. Every moment of every day, you have the opportunity to change the direction of your life. So if you are not happy where you're at in your job, in your relationship, in your home, you have the opportunity in this moment to set an intention that you are going to change it. And how you change is by going within. Change comes from you, not expecting it from someone else, not expecting it from your job or your boss or your husband, wife. The change comes from within. And so that's the number one thing that I really want people to know. When we dive deeper, because people always come to me and say, well, I want to transform my body, mind, and spirit. How do I do that? And that's definitely my specialty, my customized programs when I'm working with people and saying, okay, what are the goals and what does that mean to you? And for some people, that's losing weight, it's losing inches, it's releasing trauma from the body that is stored and, needing that healing. Because a lot of times we have extra weight on us because it's actually stored trauma, stress, and tension that we need to release, and we don't even realize it. We're doing everything we can. And I always like to, stress with everyone that you're perfect the way that you are. But wouldn't it be great to be able to truly go inside and get to know who you are? Because a lot of us don't even take that time to go inside to get to know who we are. And so that's really important in that transformation stage. And that can happen at the age of 8. It can happen at the age of 88.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So I want to understand from you, Jennifer, you are an empowerment mindset coach. You also have a podcast, Empowered Within. So I want to understand, is empowerment, first empowerment comes and then you become empowered? Or first you have to create that mindset and then you achieve. How are these two things achievable? And then you also talk about empowered within. People want empowerment for outside. How does that work when you are empowered within? How does that impact outside?
Right. Oh, I love that. That's like what comes first, the chicken or the egg? And
Right.
everybody will give you a different answer. And so for me, I really want to be clear, especially in the day and age that we're in, about the word empowerment. Because some people will take that and can run with it, and that can become very egotistical. And that's not what this is. That's not for me what my company is about. So we have the empowerment coaching, as you mentioned, the Empowered Within podcast, and then empowered Pilates training. And that empowerment is all about going within. The empowerment is finding your self-love, your self-value. The empowerment is feeling good in your skin. And yes, all of that has to do with the mindset shift, right? That shift needs to take place within you first for you to feel good in your body, which that in and of itself is empowering. And when you feel empowered and you feel good within yourself, that's where that empowering aspect comes from. And then you can open your front door and walk outside and live your empowered life from within. Because at that point, you have aligned body, mind, and spirit. You have transformed, you have gone within to find what feels good inside of you. And that's going to be different for every person. And for some people right now, it may be mindset that's where they need to start. And for other people, it very much could be on the physical aspect, which is then when we bring in Pilates. It just depends on where someone's at in their journey. And that's what is so imperative with my programs. I meet you where you're at, and every program is customized so that you do achieve the goals. You do feel and attune and align within so that you truly do feel and can walk away living that empowered life within.
Right. Right, Jennifer. Well explained. Now you talk about, turning pain into empowerment. When you have pain, when you get pain, receive pain, you feel helpless, you feel you have no power. How do you uh, create a life of being empowered from that point? It
Mhm.
can be many people pain, any sort of pain event, anything that can break you. But here you are talking about, paining, turning pain into empowerment. This is a very important thing. How do you do that? Help us.
Mhm.
How can one build a life when it pains a lot?
Right. And again, another great question. And pain, it starts with your mindset. And so there are a lot of people that go through this world with everything happening to them. That's the mindset. Oh my gosh, this, that, the other thing. And the shift, which we start with in the mindset, is how is this happening for you? Because truly, when we get to any dis-ease in the body, any pain, any full-fledged disease, it comes from a cellular aspect in our body. We can always track it back to an emotional state, to something that has gone on. And for years, depending on where you live, what country you're in, there's a lot of societies out there, a lot of cultures who have said, you are better off to be seen and not heard, thus pushing your emotions down. When you stifle your emotions down, 9 times out of 10, that's where we see people having the dis-ease in their stomachs, in their intestines, because they've literally pushed everything down. And so I really like to help people release that and heal that from that cellular level. So when you can look at and take a step back, something has happened, you're in pain, you don't feel good. One, what is the lesson that you need to learn out of this situation? And two, what is the blessing? So you've been going hard, you've been working, you haven't been taking time for yourself, but boy, did you get all your work done. Your boss is proud of you, but you're exhausted. You feel horrible. You come down with a cold. Your body at that point in time is saying, enough. I can't do any more for you. You need to rest. So your body will force you to rest. The universe will show up and say, enough. And so I always encourage clients to listen to their intuition and to how their body's feeling, because the universe will, I always say, it will whisper in your ear. It'll send you little whispers, like maybe you should slow down, and send you signs. And when we don't listen, that's when the universe comes with the 2x4 or the frying pan and kind of hits us on top of the head, right? That's when the universe says, enough, you didn't listen. I'll sit you down. And so again, it comes back to, why is this happening for me? What have I done? How and where am I out of alignment? And in saying that, I want to be very clear and drive home the message of, you have done nothing wrong. Your body's asking for a break. Your mind is asking for a break. Your soul is tired. And so it's just going from being in alignment to being not in alignment and needing to rewire and rework.
Right, right, Jennifer. Now let us understand a bit about, from your life, having a traumatic car accident, and how did that impact? It is not a easy thing to come out from a thing like that. So how did that pain change the direction of your life? I can understand it has changed. You have created a good life for yourself, but when it happens, you think you are in the worst position. Help us understand these things, from that backdrop.
100%. It was a very trying time. And I think that's something that my clients appreciate, is because of the pain, the challenges that I've been through in my life, I can relate. I've been there. And so I can hold your hand and authentically say, I've been there, I can help you through it. And on a body, mind, spirit level, because that car accident in and of itself, let alone other life challenges since then, have really, that catapulted my life into a whole nother direction. At that point in time, I was in the corporate world. I solely was operating from ego. I wanted to climb the corporate ladder. I wanted X amount of dollars in my bank account. I wanted to own a house. I wanted the title. And as I was climbing that corporate ladder, I began to lose more and more of myself and the passion that I had for the industry. The industry was the senior living industry. So helping seniors, helping their families. And that was my favorite part. I loved being a senior advocate. I loved advocating for families. Once I truly jumped on that corporate train and worked my way up, and this was an industry that I started out when I was 15 years old. So I started in the kitchen and ended in an executive position and was miserable. I would call my mentor crying. I was very young at the time. I was in my mid-20s, so not a lot of respect there. I was unhappy. I didn't care about the pay. It became all about the bottom line and not about what I loved, which was helping and serving people and their families. And so driving home one day, horrible car accident, traumatic car accident, stopped me in my tracks. And at that point in time, my entire life shifted. I was in doctor's offices for 8 hours a day, seeing all sorts of different holistic doctors, which was amazing. This happened in a place called Boulder, Colorado. This was back in 1997, and Boulder was an incredible wellness community full of holistic experts from around the world. It was an amazing experience. I was a young adult coming from a place on the East Coast, Cape Cod, small island. I hadn't heard of half of the services that I was receiving. So the universe had opened up this incredible opportunity for me to experience all these different modalities. And that is how I found Pilates. I trained and rehabbed with Pilates for 1 whole year before I ever chose, or I shouldn't even say I chose, because how ego of me. The universe chose this path for me, and I'm honored to show up every day for it. My mission was, if I could help one person not be in pain, not to feel the pain, the trauma that I went through. There was so much that I went through that I didn't recognize in that day and time between the body, mind, and spirit. I was solely focused on the body, and there were doctors that were helping me to see the bigger picture there. And so when Pilates entered my life, it completely changed my life, my trajectory, and I truly just wanted to show up and help other people. And I'm blessed 24 years later to still be able to do that.
Wonderful, wonderful, Jennifer. So, what are the programs that you have, so that you do several things? So, what are the programs that you have that people can make use of, be empowered, rebuild their life, get transformation for themselves?
Absolutely. So, the number one program I would say everyone always comes to me for is they want the transformation in their body, right? Because everybody, it's what they look at, what they see. So, I have various programs. I have an on demand studio, so people can work out 24 hours a day with me on videos. They range from 10 minutes to 50 minutes and walk you through everything. So that's one level of coming in. The next level is we're actually launching it's an amazing program. I do it once a year. It's an 8-week truly empowering transformation where people are coming in for 8 weeks, working out with me 3 times a week via Zoom, also available on demand. These are the clients that are looking to really jumpstart, to lose the 5 to 10 pounds, to lose the inches, to lose the fat, to increase their empowerment within, to connect body, mind, and spirit. We work with meditation, we work with Pilates workouts, and we have private one-on-one consultations to make sure that your goals are set up, an accountability group. It's just a great community of people. So that's the second. And that will be launching in February. And we have a special discount code I'll tell you after for anyone listening here. So if you'd like to join us, you can do so. And then the other way in that aspect is one-on-one training. And that really is my biggest spot. People always just want me one-on-one. So that's a bit more exclusive. We work together virtually. We target exactly what you're looking for and aligning between your workouts, between coaching sessions, working on your mindset, and also working on the meditation and just making it a well-rounded experience so that you are all together aligning in that body, mind, spirit connection. So those programs there all center around the Pilates and really bringing in breath work and transformation. And that truly is my specialty. And people always say, how did coaching come into it? How did all this other stuff? And everything expanded through my Pilates training. Like a Pilates private session would turn into a coaching session. The coaching session would turn into really a Reiki healing session. So I really encompass all of that and love to work with clients on what they're needing. And when they come to me, then we customize that program for them. What is the first level? Is it coaching? Is it that we're looking for the transformation in the body? What do you need? And then let's make that special for you so that we can have that transformation and empowering journey for you.
Wonderful, wonderful. There is much to learn from you, much to get from you. So a lot of people who would want to learn about you, from you, and transform themselves, what is the best way for them to connect with you?
The best place is going to jenniferpilates.com. All of my services are there. I would love to continue the conversation. Send me a message and we can DM back and forth. That truly, you'll see the podcast, the Pilates on Demand studio, the coaching options. And that's the best way, jenniferpilates.com.
Wonderful. With this, it's a wrap on this very special edition of the KAJ Masterclass Live. Thank you so much indeed for joining us.